Grab me water. Hey, that's why it's live. You supposed to see the best shit on live. Yeah. We see the best stuff on live. Y'all still saying lights get moved and shit, all that good stuff. Yeah, man, we're in here with the legendary Seven Rich. So we got to make sure everything is right. We got to make sure it's right.
Legendary Benny Mac in the building.
Let me see. Let me look at her. Let me look at her. Okay. Oh, that look good. That's
okay.
Yeah,
the light just right, everything.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. God damn.
Y'all share this live, too.
That's right. Put it on your platform.
And go subscribe to Benny Mac 205 on YouTube.
That's right. Come on through. We're going to just go ahead and jump on right on into it.
Yes, sir.
Right on into it. Hey, y'all, welcome to another episode of Barbershop Stories, the podcast / talk show / just bring your ass on here and vent podcast. So right now, from some shit. Then also, you can subscribe to our YouTube page. You can go up under Mac Man Entertainment. You can search Benny Mac. Now, Bernie Mac may show up, but click the instead of hit Benny Mac, and you'll check out, man, over 600 videos from stand-up comedy to commercials to where I'm going to be at next, to the different shows coming up, all the way to sketch comedy. So, hey, make sure you subscribe on there. But right now, this episode 98. The year I done graduated, like the old folks say, the year I graduated, 24 years ago. Shout out to Woodlawn High School, what's happening? But, yeah, episode 98, got the pleasure of having Seven Rich right here. Because, look, she could have been anywhere, but she was like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with
you. My dog.
Bet.
Yes, sir.
That's bet. So what's happening? Welcome.
It's good to finally be here, episode 98.
Oh, yeah, 98, that's a good year.
Finally, man, I've been keeping up with you, man, so thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
For sure.
Yeah, so all right. So I'm gonna start off right here. All right, Seven Rich. Mm-hmm. Who is Seven Rich? And what's your real name? You know what? Because it always be interesting to me how people come up with their names. So it's like who's Seven Rich and what's your real name?
Well, Seven Rich is my hip hop name, my stage name, artist name. But I was born as April Richardson, so that's where the Rich kind of comes in there for my last name. And 7 is just like God's favorite number, I feel. So, just, putting the two together. So, just a chick from Ensley, you know what I'm saying? Born and raised, Birmingham, Alabama. Be trying to do a little rap and a little hip hop. That's it.
Okay. Well, that's what's happening. Yeah. Well, that's what's happening, April. Yeah. We're talking like it's so secure, man. What's happening, April? But, so 7, what inspired you to get off into hip hop? Because I'm sure you know it, or it always been kind of rumored that it's tough for female MCs to get in the game. What made you want to get off into something that was so challenging?
I just say, man, hip hop kind of chose me. I ain't even go looking for it. It's kind of always been in my brother. I credit him all the time with instilling hip hop in me. He was a DJ early on. My dad's a DJ, and so music just kind of always been in my family. And my brother was like a super big hip-hop head. He was a part of this hip-hop group in Birmingham called LOC. Mm-hmm. And I would see them go around Birmingham winning all these talent shows and stuff. And I just thought it was super dope. And I just started writing one day, and I, discovered I was all right with it.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah. That music thing is just so interesting to me because sometimes you can't really tell who real about it or who just in it because it's popular at the time. Right. Because I remember at one point, right here in Birmingham, it was a whole slew of open mics. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about you can almost, you ain't have to look for them. They was just everywhere. And it was record pools. Yep. It was all of that because, of course, the demand came from everybody wanted to be an artist, or a lot of people wanted to be an artist. Do you think it's still that same phenomenon about it? Or do you think it kind of died down a little bit? Or like Pimp C said, you think all that pimping went to the internet?
The internet for sure.
The internet, okay.
Like, internet for sure. Internet is taking over. Like, if you ain't got no social media presence and everything is about numbers now. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to being present and, reaching out and touching. Like the record pool days you was talking about, everything is virtual and about going viral and that kind of thing. So,
do you think record pools could still be, I guess, deemed to be necessary? Because I done heard kind of both sides. People saying, that shit is gone. It's like 8-track. Well, do you think it's still
Yeah.
necessary
I
or
think
have a
any,
place in the industry now?
yeah, I think any kind of networking opportunity to reach out and touch DJs and personalities is always dope. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's just it don't really happen no more because, like I said, everything is online. So
I believe sincerely though, if somebody actually put together a legit record pool,
hmm
I think it'll still work because it's nothing like saying, yeah, I seen you online, yeah, I see all your
right,
pictures
right,
where you
right,
took the
right,
best pictures possible. You got on the fines
right,
makeup, you put on the good shit,
right.
or the dude he got his homeboy shirt on, these
Yeah,
pictures.
that's all boy sure.
But it ain't nothing like going out to meet
Yeah,
and greet these people
seriously though.
and actually perform in
hmm
front of a crowd.
Yeah.
Cause the internet is cool, but the
Yeah.
internet can be kind of deceptive
Oh
too.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's
Sure.
like I think to me I think it still got its place. I just think somebody has to throw something that's
Yeah.
legitimate, that
Legitimate.
somebody respected. Like, nah, I know
Right.
such and such on this shit
Right,
real.
right, right. Yeah, it's a few DJs still doing their thing. I know DJ Gorgeous. Shout out to Gorgeous.
God damn gorgeous.
Yeah,
what up?
man.
What up,
Cuzzo.
gorgeous?
I think they did
Cuzzo.
something similar to that at the Onyx a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
So shout out to all the DJs still out here reaching out and touching the artists and supporting. That's definitely important for sure.
That's right. Shout out to you, man, because one thing about it is it's tough business, man.
Man, what?
It's tough business, and the people who still in it that I remember, because I remember myself, I started kind of fooling around with management 1st.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, I had shows before that, but management first, and it was managing comedians. Then when I started working with artists, you know, I used to see my partner them from Rock House. And
Okay.
Rock House, you know, they had a huge roster, and it was just so fascinating how they moved. You know what I'm saying? Sonny Black, you know, Sammy No No, you know,
Sammy
yeah,
No
yeah,
No.
and he ain't here
That's a
tonight.
dope name.
Yeah.
Dope.
Shout out to Sam, man. You know, his
That's dope.
baby birthday. Happy birthday too. Happy birthday. Yeah, so you know, I like the way they moved, and a lot of other record companies because Birmingham was a lot, but that was who
Yeah.
I was around the most.
Okay.
And it struck an interest in, you know, I know how to promote a market, so yeah, I like the music too.
Right.
Then I started ending up managing the R&B artists.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian Todd, shout out to Brian Todd.
You do everything.
Yeah, and it was just so fascinating, and then just to see the city move like that, I know it got the potential
Yeah.
to be great. That's
Yeah.
why you, man, a female MC, not just female MC, a fucking dope MC, by the way, you know, go ahead and say that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's like, it's interesting to just to see you like them and actually spit and actually got some real life lyrical content.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
it. I try.
it's fascinating. It's fascinating to see because music to me, and this may sound crazy, but you know how everybody talk about the arts and all that shit like that. They don't think people really look at music as an art.
Yeah.
How you can just sit back and think about your day and put
Yeah.
that shit.
Or hip hop as an art.
Yeah, and make
Yeah.
people be like, damn, that shit, cry, motherfucker,
Right.
cry.
Yeah.
You be hype.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
shoot shit
yeah.
out of your ass about that music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't think people look at it as real artful. I think even with the people who they say shoot 'em up bang bang music, I don't really even knock them because a lot of that shit be fire. It's a little violent, but that don't mean it ain't fire.
They telling their
With the
story.
metaphors and
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and their experiences
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, it's fire how they put it. They just need to be a couple more experience to bust that left turn
Yeah,
and
level it out a little
yeah, bust that
Yeah.
left turn and go
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make that something. You mentioned numbers.
Mhm.
To me, really, since the beginning of entertainment, it's really been about the
Yeah.
numbers. The record industry and all other industries, they had somebody doing what we do now with social media.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Would you prefer doing all that hard work yourself or leaving it up to somebody to do
Oh
it?
man, that is a really, really
Dun,
hefty
dun,
question. You know
dun,
what I'm
dun.
saying?
Where that Jeffy go? Dun, dun,
Because
dun.
I got my own label, so I released my own project on my own label. You know what I'm saying? With no backing from anybody. I paid for all my studio time, all my videos, marketing dollars, all that kind of stuff. So it's costly. You know what I'm saying? It's expensive, but I'd rather owe myself than owe somebody else. And in the long run of things, you know what I'm saying? Like I own my masters. You know what I'm saying? I got my publishing. A lot of times when you be caught up in the record deals, you don't have opportunity to kind
Get
of. So it's
shit
kind of
done.
like a two-edged sword. You know what I mean? The grind is much more tedious when it's independent as opposed to somebody backing you. But the marketing dollars do help. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but you know, the answer you just said, I respect 1,000 gazillion percentage. I'm gonna tell you why. The best part about this shit is that you took your ass to school and you learned about management, promotions, marketing, the record deal, the non-record deal, how to look on this side. You learn so much if you do choose to take a deal. It's like either, hell yeah, that's perfect, or man, stop, man. Who the fuck you think you're talking to?
Right.
So I think that part, I wish most artists would experience before they get an early record deal, because it's so easy to put something online today, and the algorithm God be like, you know what, bless them with $1 million.
Right,
Put this shit in front of me,
right,
because it is rocking. And then you end up putting the cart before the horse, and everybody throwing money at you, but it's just like, oh, $500,000. But it's like, bro, you know this shit got,
You owe them $250.
you know what I'm saying,
You know what I'm
or
saying?
however, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, man, a lot of them get, you know, they get put in bad deals because it's just a lack of knowledge. You know, a little education, just a little short. And I understand, because I can see, because you know what a lot of people don't realize when we talk about bad record deals, right? I don't really think, and I'm going out on a limb saying this, but follow me now. Hit me out. I don't think it's really a bad record deal out here.
Okay.
I think it's what you agreed upon. Because you got to remember, they did ask you to sign it.
Right.
And instead of you saying, one moment, turn that hoe with 2 fingers, or paying somebody to turn that hoe with 2 fingers,
Right.
you signed it because you was excited. So therefore, you got to endure whatever happens to what you agreed upon. Now, was it morally wrong? Yes.
Yeah.
Business-wise, they can do what the fuck they want. We're in a capitalist country. But moral-wise, come on, everybody knows it's wrong. But you also got to think about, you bought that lesson opposed you taking the independent route and learning all that shit.
Right.
That was the trade-off. You got a famous broke motherfucker, or a motherfucker who can pay bills. That's like, you know, motherfucker, yeah.
Right. I always say, I don't want to be
time.
famous. Like I don't want to be famous, man. I just want to be successful. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about what you want in the long run. You want the fame and the popularity, or you want to be successful and be maybe slightly popular.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, we haven't said that. It's kind of sort of different ball game in social media.
Yeah.
If you popular, then fame come with it.
Yeah.
On social media.
Yeah.
See, like, and it's like what you saying is, like I said, I agree with you. No disagreement. But the other side is, me knowing what I know, I love to be famous. Because it's going to bring so much money. You know, when you get phone calls, phone just goddamn. Hold on, oh man, I'm gonna send them a text message. Woo, 10,000, 4,000, 20,000, 8,000, 4,000. You know, I can sit there and say for the rest of the year, man, you got $2 million on the book. So that's why I say, like, now I want the fame. I ain't want the fame when I ain't know no better. Because I'm like, you're too vulnerable to be beat when you don't know no better. So at the time, I remember one prayer I used to have in this entertainment business, like, Lord, don't let me get this motherfucking money. See, me and my guy, we'll talk like we talk. I said, Lord, don't let me get this motherfucking money, man, until I'm ready.
Okay.
So I never got $1 million like boom in a while.
Right.
But I stayed to a point where it's like, I'm going to run you about 150 miles per hour and stop you at the edge and just let you look over it. To know you got the potential, there's just a couple things you need to move out the way, man, before I give you this bag. Because that's what you asked for.
Right.
That's the same way I feel about the deal. That's what you asked for.
Yeah.
You got to deal with it till it come.
Yeah.
And I always appreciated that, because I ain't, like I said, I ain't never just went to sleep hungry or no shit.
Yeah.
But it was enough game in it to be like, hey, if $100 million came your way, man, you can still move the way you always move, because it became a lifestyle more so than you trying to read chapter 4 before them niggas whoop up with sign that deal.
Right. And sometimes the fame is unavoidable, like you said. If you're popular,
Yeah,
then,
he's just popular.
You know what I'm saying? But that's never been my ultimate goal. Like, man, I just want to be famous. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it happens, it happens. You know, it comes along with being successful and more you get exposed. But that's never been my ultimate goal. But,
Yeah. Makes sense. All right, here it is. Now we're gonna roll the drum. So we'll go ahead and start with our metropolitan area.
Okay.
Birmingham,
right.
Bessemer, Centerpoint, surrounding areas. Or fuck it, let's just say the state.
Okay.
All right, when it comes to music here in your hometown, describe the music scene from how you see it from Seven's eyes.
I think Birmingham music scene for real has a lot of camaraderie. At least the circle of people that I run with, or the artists that I associate myself with. For the most part, I think everybody supports each other. Now, you know, you gotta almost have a few little bad apples in the bunch, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, a couple haters. But for the most part, I think everybody has the ultimate goal, and that's to see Birmingham be successful.
Yeah.
And I know the people that I associate myself with, that's what we about. So,
Yeah.
all about uplifting each other. For real.
So how is it working with other folks though? Because I know you say you work with the ones you work with, and of course I do too, and everybody do. But how do you see that saying, okay, all right, now me and my clique of 7 or 8, 4, 5, whatever it is, we right here. How can we merge with the niggas on Saturn? How can we merge with the niggas on Jupiter? How can we, you know what I'm saying? How can we merge that? Because like we were saying on camera, don't really nothing work without a unit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying it can't work because, like, one person can make a lot of noise. It take one person to spark the fire.
You know?
But at the same time, it's like putting them units together, or at least a common interest in something to make it something make something work. It always just interests me to see how the artists really feel about that.
Yeah.
You know, because it's some fire motherfuckers running around Birmingham, straight up.
What?
I'm talking about super fire from the R&B.
Crazy.
Like me, I listen to R&B. I like jazz. I like neo soul. I listen to country. Hell, I was in Zydeco last night with some country rappers last night.
That's dope.
Dude named Broadneck. Shout out to Broadneck now. You know what I'm saying? Fire show.
Okay.
Man, it was 6 black folks there and 792 white folks.
You was one of them.
Hey, I'm light skinned,
You wanna
goddamn.
see
Look like my mama was white or something, goddamn. Nah, fucking with y'all. But yeah, so like how do you see that happen? Or are y'all making that happen?
Yeah. I mean, I try my best to, anyway. You know what I'm saying? I try to introduce people that ain't never really met before on the artist side of things in the city as much as I can. When I do shows, I'm gonna try to invite every kind of artist, you know what I'm saying? I'm all about the features, and you know, anytime any artists have shows, I try to show up, support them. So just being present, man, just, you know, just giving people a different perspective of, hey, damn, man, I know I can work with this person, and then they work together and some come out of it. So
Yeah, I think that it has to happen that way. Well, nigga, forehead kind of shine on her too, goddamn.
Kinda shiny forehead.
Yeah, a little shiny. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Barbershop Stories, the podcast, episode 98, with the lovely, talented 7 Rich from the West Side. I got to like Selma to be around this motherfucker with no hat on now. I usually have my old hat on with that whole to the back, to the side, and linked
Your
on
line
it.
clean, though. Your line
You know
clean.
what I'm saying?
Your line clean.
I'm telling you, I don't show my forehead to everybody and shit, you know. I have my hat on, man. Those girls said, well, you a cute 31-year-old. I'm like, shit, I took that hat off. She like, when you turn 60? You know, but I ain't tripping, though, so Sam got to be special.
do you like that,
Yeah,
huh?
you know she did, but it's all good, though. It's all good. Just give me a little do-rag or something, an old nigga with do-rag. That's what I'm do. But yeah, so I guess with now the point, because of course you always hear the word bubbling, right? Birmingham bubbling. But from what I know, I think Birmingham really been on. But I think what happens, this is my humble opinion, I think what happens is that people burn bridges on the way of them going to where they're going, or get burnt on the way going to where they're going.
Yeah.
So when they get on,
Right.
I'm not coming back.
Right. Every man for himself, God for us all.
Because I know for a fact at least 10 people, whether it's producer, singer, rapper, or whatever in the entertainment business, that has made a substantial step for themselves and chose to say, I ain't fucking with them niggas. But nobody ever asks why.
Yeah.
Now, even though it sound bad, but it's like nobody ever really asks why. Like, why this nigga just said it ain't nobody I can...
Right. Why he got on and didn't try to put nobody else on in the city?
But ain't nobody tell you that they fucked him over, stole a beat, then pay him. They ain't gonna tell you shit like that. Told him he was finna go up. You shitted on him because you had the mic that night. You feeling good. The chick in the black dress with the flat dupe, you know what I'm saying, with twerking. You showed out in front of her. You put him out the club. You know, niggas will do that. And then when they get on, you have an expectation out of them. You know what I'm saying? Because It's been niggas that been doing their thing, but you know, I always say I go out on a limb and say this: if you are making money from what you're doing, I don't care if it's $800 a week in your music or your comedy or whatever type of entertainment that you in, and you ain't working no job, you are very successful.
Yeah.
Cause you figured out how to say, I know how to make at least this.
Right.
You just
Right,
waiting to
right,
get that
right,
big bread.
right.
I got
That's
a
good.
question. You actually a radio DJ too, also, right? Or used to be.
Kinda. I grew up in radio. My
Oh,
dad
okay.
owned radio station, so I kind of grew up around.
I was gonna ask you,
Radio.
you think that kind of helped your career as far as rapping, or? Like,
It helped me as far as my musicality. I can say that as far as being versed in old school, you know what I'm saying, R&B and hearing like samples and that sort of thing, and seeing my dad DJ parties and stuff. So that part, yeah, for sure, very instrumental. I used to work at my dad's radio station every summer, so I would sit across from the DJ booth or be like where the camera's at, and our secretaries always be right here, so I can see the DJ on air every day, and people call in the request line and you know that kind of thing, just hitting all the records. So that part. Yeah.
So we got to sound like them old folk now. Who your
Yeah.
dad is? Who your dad is?
His name is Gary Richardson.
Gary Richardson, your dad. Goddamn, Gary Richardson, Sam dad. April Richardson, Gary Richardson. How did I not put that? God damn. Nah, that's what it is. Yeah, I know who he is. Shout out the brother Gary
so
Richardson,
that-
man. I check him out. He be
Yeah.
woo.
Maybe he's something
What?
else saying.
Mr. Richardson hang up in nigga faces
Man,
and shit.
what?
Woo! I'm talking about
Quick.
no remorse.
Quick.
He ain't like you be like, my fault, I gotta hang up on shit.
Don't care nothing
Who?
about it.
Goddamn Mr. Richardson.
Oh man. So
Yeah,
that
he
was dope
tough.
seeing that growing up, man. That was dope.
That's
So,
what's
yeah.
happening. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
You ever slid into your music out there too?
Yeah, he played on his morning show a lot of times and stuff. Yeah.
That's what's happening. I bet that's
Yeah, he
something
be
that's
bragging.
so what so let me ask you this. How did your folks receive you when you started off in the music? Did they just say, oh shit, sound good?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
like, man, good, stop that shit.
No, my parents always been super supportive. My mom, especially. You know, she ain't never give me no hard time. But I remember, like, you know, I ain't know if I wanted to go to college or not when I graduated high school. I just wanted to do the music. I was in this group called SYF, and we was, you know, pretty successful and traveling and, you know, making a little money, you know. So they ain't never give me no hard time. Like, you just need to go to school. And no, they let me make my own decisions.
Well,
So, yeah, I always been supportive.
that was good. That was,
Sure.
That's what's happening.
I
That's
always
what's
been
happening.
supportive.
That's what's happening. Now let me ask you this: when you write your music, do the things that's going on in society impact the way you write, or you just kind of have in your mind, hey, I'm gonna write about this and that's it? Cause you know, like right now we dealing with Roe versus Wade,
Oh, man.
we dealing with racism,
Yeah.
we dealing with classism, we dealing with niggerism, we dealing with nigger shit.
Right.
We dealing with a
All
lot.
that.
You know what I'm
All
saying?
that.
Does
All that.
pop culture or what we see in the news
Mm-hmm.
or media, does that impact your music and your writing?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like, my album Still Rolls, available everywhere. There's a few joints on there that kind of, you know, reflect, like, Lord have mercy, like police brutality. And, you know what I'm
song,
saying? I
too.
want to appreciate that, man. When all that was going on and currently kind of still going on the low, just ain't as broadcast as it was a few years ago for whatever reason. But, yeah, definitely things I see every day, just everyday life, definitely, you know, invokes my emotions and, you know,
Yeah.
to write about it.
And then since we're speaking about your emotions and all that, just kind of turn the corner a little bit. How do you feel about Roe versus Wade? And most people be scared to talk about it, but of course, Barbershop Stories podcast, episode 98. These views are not solely based on what we feel, but it's based off the shit that we done seen with a great observation. So don't be mad at a nigga and all that shit. I'm back to you, Seven. So what do you think about that?
If I could be real candid, I would say, you know, this is some real personal stuff. Like, I was a rape victim when I was 13 years old. So I think about just for myself, when that happened to me, if I would have got pregnant, if I would have been forced to keep it, you know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine, like, first of all, being sexually assaulted at a young age, but not only getting pregnant, and then the government is telling you what you can and cannot do with what's inside of you. That you really didn't have no choice. Like you didn't willingly lay down and procreate. Now I'm not with killing babies all willy nilly just for GP. If you do the thing,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, take responsibility or whatever. But it's the part where there's no exceptions for rape or incest for
Yeah.
me. That's crazy.
So, all right, so like I said, just leaning over, just
Yeah,
lean over a little bit
yeah,
without
yeah.
falling over the edge.
Yeah.
If they would have said in that bill, God damn, we're gonna abolish this abortion shit. It's not right. But in the case of incest and rape, that's an exception. Would you be for it, or would you still be like, hey man, it's woman's choice, do what she
No,
wants?
I'd be for it. Because, like I said, I know how it feels, but I didn't, thank God. You know what I'm saying? It didn't go that far. But I just can't imagine. I can't imagine, like, being
Yeah.
forced to, so.
See, to me, a lot of people try to stay away from political issues, which to me I think is kind of silly because it affects you one way or another.
For sure.
And I think that,
For your children.
oh yeah. And I think that proper commentary is always great as long as your goal is not to offend. Now, if you offend in the process, I mean, that happens. But as long as your goal is to educate or to be educated about the situation, I think that's fine. Like me personally, I believe in being fair all the way around. If we're going to say pro-choice, my body, my choice, prostitution should be legal. That's them girl kitty cat. You can't tell these girls do they cat.
That's true, too.
Even
now.
though I'm not a purchaser of
That's
the cat,
true.
of the cat services. I'm not a purchaser.
Not a purchaser.
I'm not a purchaser. But I just believe in being fair across the board.
Yeah.
Just like a bully. If I slap you, slap him too now.
Right.
Don't go to him and be like, not you, dog. No.
Right.
If you slap everybody, I'll be
That
like,
same
that's a
energy,
tough
right,
motherfucker.
right.
So with being equal across the board, I feel as if that people should be able to smoke dope, all that shit. That's your life.
dope.
Your body, your choice.
Your
You the
body,
only
right.
one gonna suffer that convulsion and fall out there hot ass sun smoking that dope in the heat. So I just think it's across the board because I feel like this, people have abortions for different reasons.
Yeah.
One, you can't assume that everybody's doing it because they're irresponsible.
Right.
Some people ain't just fucking out of both draw leg and sledding raw.
Right.
Everybody ain't doing that. We know that. But you got some people that's victim to incest.
Yeah.
Nobody mentions that.
Yeah.
You got people that's victims to rape, which, by the number is a small percentage, but it does happen.
Right.
And, then you got some people that's like, bro, I already know I don't want no children. And either I'm going to put this motherfucker in a foster home, or I'm going to abandon them, or I'm going to mistreat them.
Right.
So I think that's personally up to the individual. But on another perspective, because me being a barber, I try to look at shit across the board. If a person subscribed to the Bible and all that, would that be considered murder? That's one take.
Yeah.
All right, here's another take. If a guy get into it, or a person, get into it with a woman, right? For whatever reason, he killed her. If they find out she's 6, 7, 8 weeks pregnant, he got 2 murder charges, right?
Right.
All right. So therefore, if a person have an abortion willingly, would that technically be murder? That's why I can understand the debate versus Roe versus Wade. Now, these ain't my personal thought.
Yeah.
Well, they ain't my personal thought,
But
but
at the
it don't
end of the
mean
day-
that I'm trying to make them applicable. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is I can see how people debate that.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I just feel like the government just shouldn't have no say
Yeah,
in it.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
No matter what the situation is, circumstances, it is not your place
Yeah.
to tell a woman what she can and cannot do with her body. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I'm going to take it even further. I don't think she better tell nobody.
Period.
Yeah, because my thing is like if she want to slay raw, she just might want to feel that Darth Vader him.
You know?
And
Darth Vader.
she had to accept that, but she didn't have to accept. She had an option to say, "No,
Right.
I don't.
You
This
know?
nigga ain't working."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that right there, you should stay out of people's personal
Yeah.
affairs,
That's crazy, man.
especially if it only affects them.
Right.
Like,
Like,
so you mentioned it on some podcast ago where some of those bills or whatever it is, they'll slide a little something extra in there.
Oh yeah,
And hold it in there for you to just turn it down, and that's really not the reason they turned it down another part of it.
Yeah.
You think that's part of it too?
I think Well, I let it,
No,
I
you
know,
good,
I
you
let it go, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm opinionated,
No, I don't
talking
like getting
ass
into
nigga. Now.
politics, but I love to hear your
Okay,
your,
all right,
perspective.
well, got that. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Seven. Well, thank you. Well, I think that with politics, what people don't understand, and I'm not a political science, I'm just a nigga that cut hair that's fat. That's what I am. All right, so what I've learned about politics is that people play what you call politics, meaning that if I come in here with Roe versus Wade, we're gonna use that as an example. I can make you talk about this. Cause that shit so big,
Right.
it's gonna make you fuss at me. It's gonna make you holler at me. It's gonna cause death threats, phone calls, emails, letters, all that. But guess what? Now we can put this other shit on the table. You want me to repeal it? We sure will. But we need this to go this way. That's why they always about we got to do it bipartisan. What are they talking about? They talking about making a deal.
Right.
Look, man, I want some of that Big Spring water, and I want my homeboy, John's construction company to have a contract.
Right.
It's worth $4 billion. Man, fuck John. Well, I tell you what, we'll do this. Because it's like they got it's compromise.
Yeah.
It's a fucked up compromise,
Yeah,
but it's a
but-
compromise because I really believe that in politics, it's like, I think when people got you, well, you done broke some ethics and did some wrong shit, now it's like, hey, Sam, we need you to pass that
It's
Big
all
Spring bill. You
games,
like,
man.
fuck.
Smoke and mirrors, man.
Yeah, because really, with gas prices being extremely high, with rent prices averaging $2,000 a month in America, with water bills owned by private companies that raise the bitch at will, with all this shit going on, you talking about somebody having some chill on the man.
All right. You gonna make me have some?
It's like how did that jump before?
How you feel about the whole contraceptive thing they proposing?
With which one? Because now there's a few of them out there now.
With banning the contraceptives and all that? Like,
What, no rubbers?
yeah.
I mean, well, all right. Well, I'm just gonna be totally honest.
Uh-huh.
I'm married, so I don't need
Hey,
no
so it don't
rubbers.
even
No
apply
way.
to you,
I don't
bro.
even need no rubbers. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think that I don't think that'll pass because
No, that's stupid.
rubbers sell a lot of rubbers,
Yeah.
and now you gonna tell me I can't sell these
okay.
hoes.
Okay.
So I got to miss out on about $2 billion a year because y'all want to worry about what
Right.
somebody doing with.
Right.
But on the other hand, though, it'll make niggas get in shape. Because their pull-out game got to be strong. You got to be able to thrust your legs back real fast.
They ain't gonna make it,
You
man.
gotta be,
They ain't
I'm
gonna
saying you got to
make
be able to thrust them legs back real fast.
Hold on, what? So you saying they want to
Damn, that's fine. I ain't never heard of that one.
You heard them.
Mm-mm.
They want to control the population by
Uh-huh.
killing off people.
Population control.
They don't want you to get an abortion,
Right.
but they don't want to give you rubbers.
He for
Make it
hard,
make
man.
sense, man. I'm so confused right now. I'm like,
I mean,
what world are we living in right now? I do not understand what's going on.
but you got to consider this, though. See, I'm an optimist. You know what I'm saying? I was born December the 4th, 1979, the year of our Lord. I'm an optimist. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I be looking at it like, you can't really worry about what they doing. You can't do nothing but worry about what you doing. Now, even though I agree, pro-choice, all that, I do also believe in being held accountable for what you do.
Right.
So if you do go out and have a few abortions, what's the effect of that? Is it, and I ain't talking about, some of the bad things happen. I'm talking about you just went over Robert House, gave some of that raw cat, and now you pregnant and you like, fuck that. You come up with whatever amount and boom.
Yeah.
I think that the knowledgeable person, the intelligent person, the responsible person to say, let me kind of slow down what I'm doing. Or if I do choose to make these decisions, it got to be with somebody who I choose or feel comfortable. If that happens, I can deal with.
Right.
So it's kind of like, I think God got a hell of a way of switching shit around that we all end up hating, but it be for our better good too. Because really, at the end of the day, if you think about it, procreation is by the two people who was jumping up and down like jackrabbits.
Right.
So, it's like if you put yourself in that position, it's like, damn, is that the option all the time to say, no, I just ain't going to have it? Is that always the option, or at what point do you learn your lesson?
Right.
But like I said, I ain't here to judge it, but it's like I try to look at that a couple different ways because of all the contraceptives
Both
out.
sides of the coin.
Would you be out here jumping up and down with all these random girls?
If you knew.
If you know what I'm saying, if you knew you gotta go naked head, or would you be a little bit more selective saying, I'm gonna go over Rotisha house tonight.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna be a little bit more selective?
Yeah.
And I ain't saying it's right all the way around, but I just try to, when people, even if they make a decision I don't like, I try to think about the why, the what, the who. Like, how the fuck you come up with this?
Right.
Because you never know. Their mind is right to them, just like your mind right to you. And I be like, well, damn, we got to coexist, so how is this shit going to work?
Right.
Because they passed it. I don't know about the contraceptive thing, but they didn't
I don't
pass it.
think they took that far yet, but yeah, it's crazy, man. All the it's wild.
It's interesting.
It's wild.
You and your journey for as your music concerned, and do you still experience differences between you as a female rapper than the guys?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
Still?
I ain't gonna lie, I think I can out rap a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? I could probably rap circles around a lot of dudes. But, you know what I'm saying, is this package. You know what I mean? And yeah, so it's still very competitive. You even get dudes to hate on you sometimes, like, you hating on me, I'm a girl. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
You be hating on me, I'm a girl. Like, but yeah, I definitely do. I feel the difference for sure. Like the treatment, you know, all that kind of stuff.
So why do you feel like that's so? Because I told you I like to get to the root of things. Like, because I know, of course, people can say women discriminate and all, and I ain't no fool. You can see certain shit is obvious, too. But why do you think that's so? Or that don't really matter? Because sometimes finding out the root of shit can help you deal with it better. Why do you think that's so?
I don't know. It's just the male ego, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Intimidation. That's all I can think of. Cause I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I gather from is ego, pride.
Yeah, I try to look, like I said, I'm a solution kind of person.
Yeah.
So when I look at it, a lot of times, hating is one of the best things we can experience. Because if you can make it through that, you can kind of make it through anything.
Right.
And it really be inspiring.
Yeah.
But a lot of time when people be hating on you, male or female, and my Ben and Mac thought about it, is that they really admire what you're doing, and the adversity that they're showing you is that I really like your shit. Because would I really say something to you if you wasn't fine?
Right.
If you think about it, would I really say something to you if you were garbage as hell? You get on the mic, be like, okay, 7 Ridge, all right, you ready? Yeah, I'm 7, I'm in the house. They would be like, man.
Yeah.
So the hate or whatever we
Yeah,
think we
yeah,
experiencing
yeah.
really be motherfuckers who admire you.
But don't know how to express it.
They don't know how to express it because the bigger you get what happens. You know what, you always like the shit you did.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
for real.
Why we ain't did that
Why
yet,
we
man?
ain't did that? Okay, so you already know.
You know what I'm saying?
So me, I just try to always turn the lemons into lemonade, the apple into apple juice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The wood into a house.
Yeah.
Because it's like shit, man. You can only do what you can only do what you presented with
Right.
at the time.
Right.
So when I see people hiding this and that, shit, man, them folks. How would you even know? You had to be paying attention. I ain't fine. But how did you know?
Right.
So that, a lot of times I just try to always look at the shit on the optimist side.
Yeah.
Because what you think of, so you do of.
All right.
You mad, you gonna write mad shit.
There you go.
There's some violent ass rappers out
Man,
here.
what?
Kill your ass, bitch. I'm in a mental house. Bitch broke out lesser days. Shot up another nigga house. Pow. Drove by his house. Pow.
Like,
Shot that bitch again.
man,
Pow.
man.
Real.
You ever
Nigga,
happy?
you know what I'm saying? Mother rap they see.
You
You
ever
know.
happy?
So yeah. So hey, I definitely get it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
For sure.
so for me, you know, I don't know. Like I've been kind of watching your movement for a minute. You know, and I'm one of them type people. If I don't ever even talk to you, that don't mean I ain't watching.
Right.
I mean, I have time to talk to your ass, and vice versa.
Right.
But that don't mean I ain't watching.
Right.
You know, because we all on the same internet. We see the same shit. In most cases, whatever city you reside or whoever
Right.
you connected with, you see this stuff.
Right.
And I'd be like, damn, that's what's up. Like, for an example, the conversation, God damn it, when people, artists, I say it like this, and then you can go where you want to go. When artists, I guess, don't really acknowledge artists in interviews. You remember that? All right. When artists don't acknowledge artists in interviews, what's your take on that? And we'll elaborate just a little bit further. Because I seen that was a big discussion where people was talking about, damn, they ain't say nothing about Willie Earl now. They ain't saying nothing about such and such. Oh, so you ain't mention my nigga Robert.
You talking about like the mixtape thing? Is that what you talking about?
Well, the mixtape thing, and then when some of these guys do interviews, when they be like, who's your inspiration? Or who was popping in the city at the time?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. Yeah.
I think it go back to the whole ego. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, man, if you talented, why not acknowledge it? Like, how is that gonna diminish my life by acknowledging yours? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people scared of that, the thought of their light being dim for magnifying somebody else's. But if you a star, you gonna shine just as bright as them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand it, but I think it goes back to ego, goes back to pride, goes back to, I don't know, just not having a spirit of camaraderie or want to see your, you know what I'm saying, real for genuine place. So I try to be the change I want to see. And, you know, shout out to everybody in Birmingham, rappers, singers, everybody on my album, all y'all, everybody doing their thing. Salute to you.
Yep. Now me, of course, I told her I always have just a whole awkward different perspective. I'm not defending nobody, but I think when niggas get in interviews, they be trying to sound as fire as possible. So they be trying to make it sound good. So when they ask you like, who popping in Little Rock or whatever city, you gonna name the most popular, because you want to feel like you associated with them. You know, that nigga Pop, you know, nigga Big, you know, shout out to Big, you know, shout out to motherfucking Snoop Dogg, you know. You do shit like that because you want to feel accepted somewhere.
Right.
And you, like you said, you feel a little bit like, I get shouting out motherfuckers who you feel like are not relevant.
Right.
You don't feel like that's going to get you in no good place. And actually probably would. But most people, when they get that platform, all they can think about is the
self,
most popular name.
Or self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, you know, I think a lot of, and then you got to remember too, you know, I hate to say this, but a lot of motherfuckers out here slow too now. Like straight up now. You remember when you was in school? When you had folk that took one class, held hands and shit when they went to lunch. Where these folk went, Sam? Sam, these folks on the internet, Sam. These folk rap. They work everyday jobs. These motherfuckers is here. That's real shit.
You said they was holding hands on the way to class.
That's right. I only work for one motherfucking class. But here's the thing though, Sam.
Yeah.
We be having expectation out of these folks that got 10 flows and that bitch go up to the third. And we got to remember the internet a lot of time is fictitious to a lot of folks. A lot of time that's people trying to perform.
Yeah. What you think about this whole thing going viral today about the whole McDonald's, the dude bringing the have you seen that? You seen that?
Which one? Hold on.
So the baby daddy, the baby mom was filming him pulling up, bringing his one child to McDonald's. Now this would have been in hysteria today.
They're not feeding the other children.
Yeah. And he was like, "What they dad is it?" You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, like I said, my take is just.
Subjects, but,
oh no, that's fine. Yeah. Barbershop Stories podcast, episode 98, the great year I was graduated from Woodlawn High School. Now back to you. All right. Now, well, I feel like this. A lot of time, that shit is gonna depend on the relationship you got with that mother. Now, if she like really good people, y'all just didn't work out, and you know, you go over there, you got a good little relationship with Duke, Ray, and motherfucking Rokisha now. You like, okay, bet, I'm gonna pick up phone number for her. You know what I'm saying? But if that shit was kind of a bad breakup, you don't really fuck with her like that, I'm gonna feed my child. And honestly, that's really all his obligation. That's why I was saying, depending on the relationship, if they got a pretty good relationship, you be like, you know, I'm gonna get him something. You know, little Thomas, he look like he ain't ate. He been motherfucking mouth open, swallow, spit all day. They don't get the nigga something to eat. But that's based on a relationship. So
Yeah.
obviously the relationship that they had really wasn't shit for her to even say, I'm finna put him on blast.
Right.
But she really put herself on blast.
Yeah.
Because where's Rokiki daddy?
Yeah, that's what the dude said. What their dad is it?
And that's real. Like me, like I say, it just depends on the relationship. Because we got a fucked up relationship. The children finna suffer with you. Most people won't say that shit out loud, but the children gonna suffer with your ass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feed them. No, I want them to be like, Mom, why Mr. Biddle ain't bringing us something to eat? Bitch, now tell them why. Tell them. Most people ain't gonna admit that, but it's just based on that relationship. Y'all got a fucked up relationship. That shit ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Sonny Black, what up, man? We just talking about rock out ruggers in here, man. Would you care for a shot while you're here, sir?
Huh?
Would you care for a shot while you're here?
I'm here.
Yeah, okay, all right, well, goddamn it. Yeah, shout out to K1 over there on the ones and twos, and I'm talking to the goddamn camera and the laptop. What's happening?
Yeah.
What's happening? But yeah, that's what I think about that though, man. Relationship means a lot. That's just like even with people who you comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
You go get something to eat, you may say, hey man, y'all want something to eat, man?
Yeah.
Because a relationship, you don't fuck with them, guess what? You're walking that bitch with a 10-piece and sit on the other side of the room.
That makes you good. Would it make a difference? Let's say he wasn't dating her.
Mm-hmm.
He just came to pick up his son.
Yeah.
To where the other guy may not be dating her, and he may come get his son. If I'm not dating you, if I come to pick up my son, do I have to take the other guy's kids too?
Right.
That's
I,
relationship again.
I think it's all about just the goodness of your heart, for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got a friend like that. He got a son, and his son got a brother that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
But he makes it his best effort to get both of them. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's just a good dude. But everybody, you ain't got to do it.
Yeah, see, he's just a great guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying that, like me, I'm not in that situation, but if I was, I would want to think that me and her cool enough, and I like the children enough to pick up 2 number 4 opposed to 1. Because if I got to be just picking up 1, it's something that'll happen between us where I don't fuck with you, period.
Yeah.
Because they still
Did she
children.
tell him that though?
Huh?
Did she tell him that, yo, I messed up to the 11th?
Right.
my
That's
food
what she
stamps
said.
gonna come.
Yeah.
She said that when he was there.
Yeah.
But he said, I come and see you every other day and I bring my kids food.
Mm-hmm.
So now, you at the 11th. Did you call him and say, yo, bro, I'm messed up? The $2,000 worth of food stamps that I got,
That's a lot
I
of stuff.
sold some of them. And now I ain't got the money to last us to the 11th. She never mentioned a paycheck.
Mm.
She said, I don't get
My stamp.
my stamps
Because she done sold something
to
Sam.
the 11th. Bruh, why you bringing this nigga some food and I ain't got food for the rest of the kids?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I do this every other day. She's talking about.
She might have just wanted to go viral too.
Hey,
She
she
will.
got it. She got
And
it.
she got it, but it went in her favor.
Hey, listen.
It went in her
was,
favor.
because it make us talk about it.
Well, no, when I say not in her favor, is that she thought people gonna be like, oh, he's so wrong for not bringing that
We
baby.
do that.
But a lot of niggas were
50-50.
like, where the other dad is at?
50, right? Because we say, yo, bro, we should have brought it. He should have brought the rest of the kids something to eat. And then some people say, yo, hell no. He said, send my son outside in the car.
And then we judge that man pockets. We count that man pockets too. We don't know what that
You
man
don't
had.
know what he got.
You know what I'm saying?
You
We don't
want to pick
know.
up for 4 kids.
That's a lot. We don't know.
That's a lot
Gas
of number
high as
4.
hell.
That's a lot of number 4.
You know, for real.
That's a lot of
When they
number
say, well, he
4.
could have got little Caesars.
Facts.
You know?
Your son was going to be hungry at 7 o'clock.
Shit, 4 days.
So did you tell him that you need the food to last
Throughout.
all week
Yeah.
or today?
Right.
But see, but
So
to,
it backfired on her.
yeah, it did. Because, I mean, like, I get it, man. Like, to me, I would hope that if I had, 4, 5 children in different spots, and she got multiple children that's around the son or the daughter that I have by her, that me and her, if we wasn't together, it'd be amicable break. was like, you know what, Benny Mac, I ain't gonna do this. And I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. And then the children was so cool. It was like, hey, man, I'm finna go pick up my daughter or son something to eat. Hey, you know what? Your children now? Yeah, they there. Okay, man, I'm just gonna pick up 2 pizzas. I can see that if we got a great relationship.
Right.
But if you done took me down to child support court and fussing with me and arguing and keeping up shit, and I'm a fuck nigga on Facebook and Instagram and all that, hey, my son or daughter will have them other children face long as hell. I'm telling them niggas be right there who want a piece of everything. I know it's wrong, but that's the reality of human emotion.
And then you get that whole thing with kids. Your daddy don't love you. My dad brought me back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of, put them in a tough position at the crib, too. But, I don't know.
I fucked them niggas up, so I might get the nigga a Roger double cheeseburger. Shit. A 20-piece nugget.
Kids that was in the house that morning, and then feed the rest of them. Then you'd be wrong, right? But if you fed all of them 3 times a day, then they gonna think they daddy ain't shit.
That's a hell of a perspective. That's a hell of a perspective.
Yeah.
So what we do? So what do you do at that point?
Is it just food? Like, if he buy his son clothes, gotta buy the other kid clothes, too? Or is it just food?
Christmas,
You know what I'm saying?
school time.
That's
It's serious.
Yeah.
that's a hell of a situation because, like I said, that just all depending on how you feel or the relationship with that woman. Because, like I said, one outfit a whole lot different than buying 4 of them hoes. And all of them want
That you don't
J's.
have to buy.
That you don't really have to. That's why I said I got to really like you, man. And you got to been good all the way around. We just didn't work out. And every now and then I get a old shot of cat or something. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be all the time. But every now and then you got to be turn something in. Goddamn. I'm just kidding. This is for the podcast. I'm a very great guy. But most niggas feel that way. Hey, what up?
What up?
You know what I'm saying? You children sleep? Hey, I'm finna come over there. What you want to eat? Turn something in. Brought her ass some fish market and everything. One kid meal was $7. You bought a $38 meal. Want some of that cat? But yeah, that's an interesting situation though. I ain't gonna lie, but I will hope the relationship.
Yeah.
I will hope.
Yeah.
All right, now I definitely can't leave here without saying this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Birmingham 2022, we're looking at the World Games.
Mm-hmm.
What type of impact you think that's gonna have on our city? How would it affect the Caucasian population? How would it affect the East Hispaniola population? How would it affect the native what they call black folks population? How do you think that what type of impact you think that'll have on the city, if any?
I don't know. I think it would be a good, revenue stream. I've been looking at how they housing the homeless. You saw that, how they got the temporary wood infrastructures.
Put that in them tall ass dog houses. I seen them tall ass dog houses.
It's hot as hell outside. You know what I'm saying? With no ventilation. So
I ain't seen no wonder unit hanging out there.
I
Ain't seen no wonder 6,000 BTU hanging out there.
So that's a little tricky. And I'm looking at the transit system that we got going, how that's not gonna be ready. But bring some attention to Birmingham. It'll get some of the local artists some exposure to people outside of the city, and get on a platform. So I think it's dope in that aspect. But yeah, I feel sorry for the homeless people though.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be interesting because I think that the World Games, I ain't gonna say nothing because then folks be saying I'm hating and shit. I ain't gonna say it, but all I'm gonna do is read facts.
Yeah.
I think the World Games is going to be big for Birmingham because at what Birmingham is experiencing right now, you got a lot of infrastructure being built. A lot of infrastructure has been built.
A lot of roads being paved.
And I think it fell like right at the right time. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be pretty cool. I think it's gonna be pretty cool overall. You know what I'm saying? Because one, you're gonna have folks that I think is 3,600 athletes. So them 36 athletes got to have somewhere to stay. Whether it's a hotel or Airbnb, somebody finna make some money.
Yeah.
I think that those 3,600 people, they gotta eat, They got to buy, toothbrushes, toothpaste,
Right.
soap, little oddities, whatever they want to get.
Entertained.
They want to be entertained. And not including the 3,600, you're going to have spectators too. And I think a lot of people here from the city and the metro area, I think they're going to go just because of the hype of it too.
Yeah.
So I think that it'll be, overall, I think it'll be all right for the city.
Yeah. And if it's making them do some improvements around here just to bring it, then that's what's up too.
Improvement now. I'm going to say something about the goddamn improvement. Now, I'm so glad to see what the city has done.
Yes.
You know why? Because motherfucker, I don't want to hear nothing else about what you got to wait on to do. We know they got the potential to actually make improvements to the city.
When they want to.
So that's why I say I'm an optimist. So I think that's beautiful because now it can't be no excuses why certain stuff don't get done. Because one, if it's a lot of tax revenue come through these cities and municipalities, I don't want to hear shit about why you can't pay these streets in the hood. And these are outlying areas that nobody pays attention to. That's part of the city.
Right.
So it's a beautiful thing. Because now you know if they want to, they can. It's just the fact of will this mayor, the council, will they actually say, hey man, look, go ahead and get that done. Now that's the real question.
Right.
So I'm glad that this happened. Because we know your ass can do it now. So you stop all them slow ass excuses on why this shit ain't happening.
Some of that stuff come back to bite 'em. I was listening to watching the USFL game, and the announcers mentioned, I know for a fact, twice on 2 different games, yeah, everybody's playing at UAB's home stadium, Legion Field. Now, everybody's out there here at Legion Field instead of what's the stadium?
Yeah, protective.
Yeah.
But see, but protective, even though it's new, it ain't got that ring like Legion Field.
Yeah.
Legion Field been around since what, 1927, 25. It done played a lot of legendary games, so I can see how, even if it was a mistake, I can see how. Yep, I can see how. All right, so Miss Selma, I ain't gonna hold you up long, but I am gonna ask you this: what's next for Seven? What's next for you? What are you currently working on? What's next for you, and where you see yourself a year from now?
Currently, still pushing this album.
What's the name of that?
Still Rose.
Okay,
Still Rose.
okay. I just talking about.
Still Rose. Still with the E, then Rose. It's
Okay.
Still Rose. With the Goody Mob homage on the cover. But so pushing that, doing some more videos for that. Always doing shows. A year from now, I'm really focusing on getting behind some other artists, writing, artist development. Kind of doing that stuff now for real, but just like on the low. But get more benefit from it a year from now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Do you market yourself as a writer or just as an artist?
No, I'm a writer too.
I'm saying, but do you market yourself like?
I need to start more.
Yeah, okay. I didn't say because that can be the difference right there.
For real.
Because a lot of people feel like when I write for myself.
Right. No, I write for anybody.
But if you market yourself as a writer, shit, who knows?
Yes, let's get it. So yeah, working on that, and just always working, man. Trying to come up with creative ideas to expand Cloud 7, which is my label, and yeah.
Okay, well that's what's happening. Anybody you want to shout out for you, Lee?
Shout out to everybody on the album, man. Hard Body Shaw, Eugene Wright, Nina Chanel, Kid Trouble, FB Bucci, Genesis Wright. Shout out to Snipe Young for producing the whole album. I know I'm leaving some people off. Shout out to Joe Clark, my brother. Shout out to
Get them chains off the door.
You know what I'm saying?
Goddamn Joe Clark.
Shout out to Sharon Collins. Shout out to Drika the LHD. Shout out to everybody, man. The whole city of Birmingham, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's happening.
Shout out to you for having me.
Oh,
DJK1.
Well, I appreciate you coming on through.
Yeah, anytime.
So, any contact info you want to give out? Any info for they can make sure they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, you can hit me up on Instagram at 7Rich. So you take the S off, put a 7 Rich. There I am. Instagram, Facebook 7 Space Rich, YouTube 7 Rich. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that sound like a plan. Well, I appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of Barbershop Stories Podcast, episode 98. Yeah, nigga, we straight. All right. So look, 7 Rich, appreciate it having on. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Episode 99, almost 100. But episode 99, that's going to be next. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in to all the upcoming shows and events that's coming up. You can check out this YouTube page. You can see it. Or you can check out the Instagram at BennyMac205. That's BennieMac 205. Or the fan page, Comedic Narrator, Benny Mac. So if you are in the South Carolina area, we'll be at the Comedy House with Biggie Johnson. We'll be at the Comedy House July 8th, July 9th. July 16th, I'll be doing some work with the World Game. Shout out to Jasmine Allen, you know what I'm saying, for that little plug right there. I really do appreciate it. And the rest of the show dates, make sure you check out the website. There's a lot of them to mention, but go to the website. That's BennyMac205.com. That's BennieMac205.com. You can see all the show dates. You can see what's going on. You can check out a lot of videos. Also got a monthly comedy show due here in Birmingham at the Start On Comedy Club. The next one is Woodlawn Week. It's going to be at the Start On Thursday, July the 21st. Get them tickets at starton.com or no niggas like VIP. Hit me up, 205-585-7273. You can call or text and I can get you some premium seats. Celebrate your birthday with us. Celebrate your anniversary or shit. You just want to come out and get your ha-ha-ha, old laugh. Come on out. And hey, I am comedic narrator, haircut, slang, Ben Mac. We right here with the legendary 7 Rich. Y'all be out on the lookout for. Make sure you check out that album. We say Still Roll.
Still Roll.
That's right. Then she said a big word that was from Goody Mob. Then she fucked me up because I'm a wordsmith. What the word that was?
I don't even know what I said.
You said the Summer Goody Mob, the Kasha. What you had said? I had
Homage.
Ooh, I can't even say that shit. I can't even say it. Hey, we out, episode 98. 7 Rich, we appreciate you. We out.
Yes,
K1, we appreciate the fam taking time out with us. Hey, y'all make sure y'all put this on your platform. We don't mind. And bring that funny for a little money. And there's always something to laugh at. Barbershop Story, the podcast. Bye, man. Bye.
Man, tired. That was fun. I remember you back from with Kenny Luke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I said, that's K1. Appreciate you.
There you
You still doing a little bit of gospel too?
Ooh.
Hey,
go. Ooh.